RKL the Infamous and WO back with another video doing my full fight review of the pay-per-view card for UFC 148. I would go through all the prelims, but pretty much all of them going to unanimous decision, and it's kind of got a little boring watching the prelims, so I wouldn't get into that. We get the first matchup between Easton versus Menjivar, and this was another unanimous decision fight, and it wasn't that great fight to start off the show. I thought this was going to be pretty exciting. Menjivar was going to get the victory, but Easton ended up getting the victory with the unanimous decision, 29-27, 29-28, and 30-27. What did I say, 29-27? I meant 30-27. And it wasn't too exciting, and Menjivar lost, so that was that. Then we got Mendes versus Cody McKenzie, and Cody McKenzie, it was weird. He got caught with a body shot, got knocked down, flurry of punches from Mendes, and in 31 seconds in the first round, TKO. Cody McKenzie loses via TKO, and couldn't use that infamous guillotine choke that he always uses to end his 12 of the last 13 fights that he has won. So yeah. Then we got the third match of the night that was ended kind of weird. It was Demian Maia versus Dong-Hyun Kim, and Demian Maia was taking Dong-Hyun Kim to the ground, and I guess Dong-Hyun Kim landed awkwardly and popped one of his ribs, and Demian Maia landed like 2 punches and then jumped up, and the referee didn't even stop it. And then after he jumped up, the referee jumped in and saw what was wrong, and I guess the way that Dong-Hyun Kim landed on his ribs as he was getting taken down, one of his ribs actually broke, and the end of the fight right there was really awkward. And it was like, what just happened? It was just kind of weird, because the first knockout was like, what just happened, until you saw the replay of the body shot, and it was like, whoa, he hit a body shot, not even to knock him down. It was like, wow. And then now the rib thing, and it was like first round of 47 seconds in the first round. And yeah, then we got a matchup between Hyung Lee versus Patrick Cote, and originally it was supposed to be Richard Franklin, but that wasn't the case. Originally this whole card was supposed to be blocked for 4 hours because there were supposed to be 2 title matches, but then that got bumped off to the UFC 149 card, and then they just bumped up the Ortiz Griffin 3 match to the co-main event, and they added 1 more extra card. They bumped off a prelim on Facebook to a prelim on FX, and a prelim on FX to a main card fight. But yeah, Hyung Lee versus Patrick Cote, and this was a pretty good fight, and Hyung Lee gets his first ever victory in the UFC, and Patrick Cote once again loses in the Octagon. I believe this is his 3rd time losing in the Octagon. And since Silva, when he broke his foot, I believe at UFC 113 he lost and now this time, and he won 4 times, I believe, after UFC 113. That's why he came back, but he lost again. So again, he's not coming back for quite a while, or ever, or I don't know, who knows with Patrick Cote. But Cung gets the very first victory, and he said he will be continuing to fight. Just go see what the game plan is going to be for next time. Go back to the drawing board. Then we got, by the way, his unanimous decision victory was 39-27 around the board. Then we got a matchup between light heavyweight matchup between Forrest Griffin or Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz, the 3rd time. First time, Tito Ortiz won by split decision. Second time, Forrest Griffin won by split decision. This is the rubber match. This was Tito Ortiz's final fight. Originally I thought this was going to be, like, if this ever happened, this was going to be a main event, and I honestly thought this should have been a 5-round fight, but I guess it wasn't. And pretty much Tito Ortiz got the better of the first round, dominating Forrest Griffin, pretty much taking to the ground and pound. Forrest Griffin came back, landing a bunch of punches, landing a bunch of leg kicks. 3rd round also, Tito Ortiz rocked Forrest Griffin, but Forrest Griffin came back. Forrest Griffin literally did a sunset flip in the middle of the octagon. If Tito Ortiz would have came in and pounced, he would have knocked out Forrest Griffin, TKO'd Forrest Griffin for sure. But that wasn't the case. Forrest Griffin ended up landing more shots, more punches landed, significantly more in the fight, and like 140 something, and then 46 landing kicks compared to 2 by Tito Ortiz. They showed the stats of this right after the fight was over, and Forrest Griffin ran out of the octagon, and Dana White chased him after and told him to get back in the octagon, and then Forrest Griffin won by unanimous decision, 29-28, all around the board. So yeah, then Forrest Griffin interviewed Tito Ortiz about the matchup, about his retirement, about the Hall of Fame, and all that, and yeah, that was it. Then we got the main event, the match everyone's been looking forward to, the rematch of the century, Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen 2. We all remember the first match that Chael Sonnen held down and beat up Anderson Silva for 4.5 rounds, so Anderson Silva got the triangle choke and beat Chael Sonnen in the octagon in the very last round of the fight. Only 3rd time to ever do that in UFC history, but this was not the case because it was like pretty much a recall of the first matchup. Chael Sonnen held down Anderson Silva for the first round, pretty much holding his guard down, trying to plant him down. He finally got both legs and both arms landing down, trying to beat him up, ground and pound him on Anderson Silva for the last 45 seconds, but that wasn't the case because Chael Sonnen's shots are not devastating as most people, even though he's quite a good wrestler, but not well-rounded striker as Anderson Silva is, and showed in the second round because Chael Sonnen tried to take down Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva wouldn't let Chael Sonnen take him down. Chael Sonnen then slipped. Anderson Silva pretty much pounced, kneeing him in the body, but when watching it live, it looked like he kneed him in the chin or in the face, and that was like a illegal kick, but it wasn't the case because when you watch the replay, it was a knee to the body. Anderson Silva pretty much punched him, TKO'd, and Anderson Silva beats Chael Sonnen via TKO in the second round, which I predicted in my prediction video, and is still your UFC middleweight champion, and this is his 10th consecutive UFC title defense. This would be number 11 if he didn't. I can't remember who he was supposed to defend against, but that person missed weight, and that ended up being a non-title fight, but he beat up anyway, so it's whatever. His 16th consecutive win in MMA. I believe this is his 15th, or I can't remember, consecutive win in the octagon, who knows. But yeah, Anderson Silva is still your UFC middleweight champion. This was a great card. Knockout of the night was for Anderson Silva. Forrest Griffin and Tito Ortiz with fight of the night, as I called, and there were no submissions pulled off to the night. So if Cody McKenzie was able to get that guillotine, he would have won submission of the night, but that wasn't the case. This is my UFC 148 pay-per-view review. UFC 149, Faber versus Barao, the most injured card ever in UFC history. Calgary, feel sorry for you for getting this card because you got a ton of injuries. Jose Aldo coming out. Uriah Faber was originally supposed to be on this card. It got bumped off when first Dominic Cruz gets injured. Then they got replaced by Barao, and then that interim title match got moved to the UFC 149 main event, and that is your main event. And there's only 3 matches announced on the main card, which is pretty sad. But yep, that is my review of the pay-per-view. Pretty good show. Thank you for watching, and if you're able to watch the pay-per-view, go check that out. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and that is all.